Hello. Um, so after thinking about the situation we're in, I'm starting to regret that Trump was elected, or regret that I voted, I guess, personally. So this is my apology for voting for Trump. Uh, and this is why. Um, we, what's his name? Eisenhower, the president before Kennedy, he was in the 50s, just after the war, just after World War II. He said, beware of the military and scientific and industrial complex. And the things that he said should shock anybody and be concerning for anybody, because he was basically saying that they have unlimited powers. And so basically, what that means is ever since World War II, we've basically surrendered our government over to um entities that do not they're not accountable to the people. We don't have a democracy, um, in the sense that, to me, what a democracy means is a country that serves its people. We, the people, are the ones that ultimately decide our fate. And if we're not happy, we get new politicians. So this has been going on since the 50s and has obviously only gotten worse. Now we've gotten into a situation where Trump gets elected, and these people, because he's an outsider to this military industrial complex, which has basically turned into a criminal organization, because they've been able to get away with whatever they want to do and do all kinds of covert operations and manipulate these things, and they can make billions of dollars based on decisions they can make. They can invest in stocks that they know are going to go up, inside trading, all kinds of weird schemes that I don't even want to even like think about it, because it's so complicated. And actually, I'm trying to break it down for you, and it's like, and when Trump got elected, he was like an outsider. So now these people are basically trying to keep their control. And I have a feeling that's why I regret voting for Trump, is I believe that it will either result in a war or a very prolonged conflict, that never ever gets resolved. We might have some indictments here and there, but that's all just a power struggle that's happening, where they just take care of uh, certain situations, like, what's his name, the Epstein guy, fellow Epstein, whatever him, who committed suicide. That may have been just a way for them to get rid of that liability. And so getting rid of certain people is just a way to just basically, they use up people and spit them out according to their own whatever's expedient for them. Get rid of Clinton. And like the Me Too movement was kind of like, let's get rid of all these shady characters that have been, sexually harassing women and assaulting women, that are part of our system. Get rid of those people that are really obviously really bad, and then that way we can pretend like everything's okay, and so everything's okay, everything that was taken care of. And so they have to have some kind of semblance of order and law. And so it'll be always on the surface. We'll never really get rid of this shadow government, unless maybe we have some kind of a conflict where we get rid of the entire government. We just say, all you guys out there, all you bureaucrats, you're all fired. We're just going to put in all new people and get rid of all the shadow government. The secret government, the CIA, the secret operations that we have going on. All anything clandestine, anything behind curtains is no more. We're just going to out in the open, which would be probably a very big. Um, it'd be a very big security issue, because we do need some kind of a military protection against enemies. In fact, I think what's going on is we're being set up just for a global country, and they're just getting rid of America, a global globalist system where they don't have any. It's all centralized to one entity. and America's just they're trying to tear us up, and part of the process of tearing us up could be they just whatever happens it's like a 4D chess game. They always say Trump's in this 4D chess game, but he's not really. I mean, he sort of is, uh, but it's like a 4D chess game, and they know that what move to make if this happens or that happens. So if we have civil unrest because of what's going on, then they turn that into chaos here and destroy America through that. So if people get mad at the Democrats or mad at people that don't agree with them, even though it's justified anger, it's good for them because it makes more people angry. It makes people shoot guns, makes people break things, hurt people, uh, argue, be mean. Your family breaks up or whatever. It just causes division, and it has to happen. You can't really stop that from happening because the anger is justified. Our country, I was taught since I was a kid that America was this golden, wonderful democracy where we could elect the people. And it used to be when we had debates and stuff, it was competing against each other for ideas, and that were both ideas on both sides. And it was very hard to pick which candidate was the better candidate, and so you'd have like maybe Carter, Reagan, and stuff, and you couldn't really tell, or something like that. You just thought, well, this guy's just about as good, or Bush and the first Bush and Clinton, or Bush and Gore and all that stuff. And it's like there's not really a clear delineation between the ideas and the organization and things like that. But ever since Obama, it's been different. It's been these people over here and these people over here. We're really divided, and we're getting further and further apart. And there's just not enough people that are willing to. I'm too old for this. I'm not young enough. There's not enough people willing to die for what they believe in, to start a revolution and completely destroy this thing. And I don't want that. It's going to involve uh, killing and things like that. And so I have to decide that. And so when I voted for Trump, I just didn't want Clinton to be president. But the thing is, uh, now it may expedite destruction of America, really, because they are going to do anything they can at all cost to push their agenda on us, and actually just say, you know what, this is no longer a free country. We've decided we're going to take over, and we decided that we've always had in control. But now that's what I'm seeing, is that they're coming out in the open and just basically saying, we don't believe in democracy. We want to just tell you what to do. And the Democratic Party is no longer a Democratic Party. It's a party that just tells you what to do, how to live your life. There's no freedom in it. I haven't changed my political views at all. I could just see that we're headed for disaster. It would have been disastrous with Clinton, but maybe it would have been prolonged. Maybe could have continued to kind of live in a world where there wasn't as much confrontation as what's going on, and that the confrontation is not rearing its ugly head. I could be wrong. I mean, when I say I'm sorry I voted for Trump, I'm kind of being sarcastic, but in a way, what I'm just saying is that I'm thinking maybe that this is not really the best outcome for America to have someone like Trump. He's kind of divisive anyway. He's kind of, how do you say it? He's not diplomatic, about it. He's not a diplomat. He's not really a people person that much, and it's helping. It's kind of making it too crazy. But anyway, it's a pretty simple thing. You just get somebody that's going to try to dismantle this shadow government, and he's taking on something that's, I think, too big for him. I could be totally wrong, and I sure hope I'm wrong. But I'm just telling you that this is not going to be very good, because I think what we're going to have is they're going to pretend like that it fixed or something. Oh, okay, now they've arrested Mueller, or they've arrested this person, but like it'll like be like they don't ever arrest the people they're really in, or get take care of people like George Soros or the real big players or whatever is behind it, the bankers, the big bankers. Those people are just going to be sitting there still untouched by this, and they're still going to have all that money and power, and we're still going to be in the same situation after going through all kinds of struggles and still nothing gained, in the long run. Or just maybe we'll just have a breath of fresh air for a while. And if Trump gets reelected, that would be good. I'm still rooting for Trump because that's our only way of surviving, really. For then I might regret voting for Trump in the past, but I'm not saying I wouldn't vote for him in the future. I'm not unendorsing him or anything like that. That's a totally different story because we're already in this situation now. We've got to go all the way now. It's kind of like you've made your move and now we have to follow through with it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what did we just now do? What on earth are we really getting ourselves into? That's what really I'm thinking.